Welcome, Cancer, to your timeless, the love varied reading. I would like to first disclose I apologize for any other background noise that comes through. The window's open and I need it open for just air circulation. So, pardon that. We're going to do our best to, still receive the messages for whatever they may be worth. So keep in mind, Cancer, that if you're here for Cancer being in your Sun, Rising, and or Jupiter position, this reading may provide universal justice. Whereas if you are here in your Cancer sign being in the Moon, Mercury, and or even Venus position, you may be seeking emotional redemption, where I will ask that you also check out my sister channel. The link can be found below, as well as means to book any services via or for tarot or healing services. I only work remotely, so space and time plays of no relevancy to receive my services. Just bear that in mind as you check out the description box below. All right, Cancer. The love variant reading is whatever the love variant reading wants to discuss. Okay. Hold on, this is aggravating. So, give me one moment. It's crazy, the energy, because I'm okay. It was just loud. Yeah, it's like chaotic. We need to find a way to kind of just get comfortable. All right. I think comfort is difficult to find at this time for you, Cancer, despite everything that is like looking really good around you. You don't really know how to like sit still and enjoy the moment. Like you don't know how to relax. I've sacrificed air circulation right now just to make the point clear that we're pushing through whatever this shit is. So let's get to it. All right, again, the love variant reading discusses whatever and however love may show up in your life or is also absent. You could be single, partnered up, soulmate, relationship, polyamory, I don't know, married, divorced, whatever it houses is however may bring you here and whatever may resonate with you. While we're on that topic, we cover past, present, and or possible future energetical timelines. So use your discernment to take all of that which resonates and to leave the rest behind. That is just not your story. Okay. Being told to get down to business. There's a lot of physical pain on a lot of physical pain under the wraps. Like you're probably feeling maybe fine. This is an example. You could be feeling fine, and then in the next 3 months, you could be getting sick. And some of y'all are going to think it's COVID. And I would do yourself a favor and not decide to follow me or unfollow me if you believe that COVID is an actual and real agenda. Just for all pretense and purposes, you're going to have to really push through these energies. I'm not here to insult anybody. However, if I'm insulting anyone, it is a personal matter for you to examine on your own. However, on your own means that you are not on your own path. You can share your path with others that could perhaps possibly give you insight, and that is also the reason why you're also here. You're here to receive insight. You're not here to feel insulted, and you're not also here to take the words that you feel could be of possible insight and do the insulting, Cancer. All right, there's some subliminal shit going on where you're like paying attention to a narrative and where you don't see you have an attitude problem or just a problem with people, you're diminishing that shit. And well, over here, full throttle, no matter what sign placement you're here, no matter if you're a cross watcher. This is universal justice. We're not here to make anyone feel comfortable on how we need to make the whole universe and putting the whole universe in an equilibrium so that there is less and less and less chaos. And hopefully, in the eyes of those who are sensitive and fragile to all this chaos, it diminishes completely. But that's a romantic fairy tale that will just not exist because Mother Nature is filled with chaos. The irony of that chaos is that it comes with beautiful change. All right, so we have Mercury. All right, I am not a reader anymore that pays attention to Mercury retrogrades and all that bedazzling. All right, I will do my best to not be very cunning. It is, however, still an agenda, and I won't go into very much of a detail. Are you wrong for following that agenda? That's a perspective. Nobody's wrong in following their own belief and destiny or trying to make sense of what they are and how to define those words if they feel triggered by those words. Whatever is working with the inner ingenuity of who you are is yours to fulfill on your own. There are beings around you that could come across your energies that could help fortify or also diminish the things that you're working diligently on within, or even feel that you don't even have a chance to fulfill any inner workings of yours because the external world is so loud. Either way, all of that is a dance with the devil, because the dance of the devil in tarot is having to understand why negative energies are very cunning and they can take control over a lot of aspects of our life. And when we don't take control over that aspect of our life, that shadow aspect rules our life, and we become depressed, we become anointed with pain and disease, we become anointed with discomforts of sinuses, annual changes of the Mother Nature's biometric system and annular workings of seasonal demographic change, culture change, traditional change, political change, climate change, personal desire change. There are so many things that happen within us that kind of streamline how we feel or question what we feel or need to validate or need to become validated based off of our feelings. That's all you. You are the golden emblem within that doesn't understand that all the things that need to be communicated and the things that you refuse to communicate are things that are the ticket to understanding those is the resistance that you need to meet. You need to look that fear in the eye, and you need to become its enemy, and that enemy will know the ins and outs of the quality of that which belongs to you, and you then become in control. That is dancing with your own devil energy of tarot. Having your full check ego completely under control, so that as somebody comes in as your family structure or friends that you consider that you love very deeply, or however you say that you love, that you can take their criticism, even if it means it might be a little bit blunt and it might trigger a discomfort within you. Are they truthful with what they are saying? So communication is very important for you at this time. Whether it's learning how to communicate, learning what Mercury retrograde shows up in your life, if that is something that you attach your perspective on right now to reach a certain understanding of some kind, you can do you. Whatever you need, there's a plethora of availabilities out there, networks out there, resources out there for you to play in the playground. But it would always be smart to understand where you're going with every step, even if it's just an innocent one. All right, we have the despicable face. Yeah, that's that ego. That's the face, that's the mask, the many eyes that look upon you and the many eyes that you feel, whether it's an esoterical power that you maybe have ignored. Some of you have ignored this power. Some of you are putting like spirituality on the side, or some of you are mocking spirituality with the healing modalities that you're doing. And the reason why I'm saying mockery is because your relationships privately are unstable. If you're healing something for other people and they're strangers and they feel their successes, but they would like a window of opportunity to look into your private life, you don't have that successful. And that's a problem. That is not stable universal justice. And that is something for you to think about, Cancer. Alright, the moon. Misinterpretation. Like I said, some of you are very tight-knit bound to the agendas of astrology, following y'all full moon, new moon readings, sun sign this, moon sign that, north node this, houses. Man, don't even get me fucking started on the houses. That shit drives me fucking bananas. Are you wrong? No. Is it giving you perspective? Sure. As long as you can always communicate with that perspective, then we're doing it right. Whatever fucking right means. However, the moon is a controversial energy. You only ever get to study one side of the moon, ladies and gentlemen. No matter what facts of niches that you go in this realm and third dimension, you will only be able to tell me half the truths before how ritualistic you're trying to make the moon. Because you only see and get to study one side of the moon. That's how fast the moon operates. There's a secrecy to this shit, and that's what is being misinterpreted. That's what some of y'all don't understand. That's when the chasing of all these tarot readings that are general collective, like, it's really hard to, one, be on the lower end of the algorithm as of late, to bring a very, very important news out there. But is that something I worry about? Absolutely fucking not. I can dance well with the other side of the moon that no one can see. And that isn't to gloat, it's to understand the many faces that I am made of. And that is what it means to become a student with the things that we come across that we think shape us. And some of y'all love to be shaped by external validation, meaning whatever you seek as inspiration from the television may perspire as to why you choose the path that you choose to decide to wake up and go to the job that you decide to go to. Because at least you have that figured out. You don't want to choose a job that you don't want to show up to. Most of you have that figured out. That's why a lot of people look at your life and are very intrigued by how you just get a lot of shit done. There's no misinterpretation on how you represent yourself, because you give yourself the ability to seem very stoic, seem like you have all the check boxes of, you know, the standard social justice of the systemic way of living a life, coming in as a baby, living through childhood, adulthood, adolescence, and into adulthood, possibly if you're on that timeline, to kind of do it almost the quote-unquote right way. Go to school, do this, provide family. Some of y'all go to church, have gone to church, pray. Like, you're doing it right for the conversation. Like, if you go to any social setting, people are going to be like, oh, I love that you do that. I love that. Love that you do that. I love that you do that. Let's meet up. And again, no mockery to the cause, but as you can tell, there's a spin of sarcasm. A spin of sarcasm is let alone something that is triggering a lot of people right now, especially y'all Cancers. Knight of Wands, fear makes sense. I just talked about that. And then we have the Trust, Knight of Pentacles. So you do a lot of the things that you do because you're very fragile, Cancer. That's it. That's the most hidden thing about you. A lot of people who read tarot think that the moon energy is Piscean energy. For me, it's 90% Cancer. Most often than not. The way these energies get read, that's Cancer energy. That's so up in your face, that's right out there. That's not secretive Piscean energy. That's not keeping it interlocked and making sense of this shit. There's nothing misinterpreted for Piscean. Pisceans understand. Because even if they don't understand, they know what they don't understand. You don't have that just yet. There's a mockery to the cause, the way you behave in certain things, because there's life lessons that you don't yet have understood, and that's why you seek out tarot. Well, some of you dabble in tarot, I see that. Some of y'all have your hands deep into tarot. Coming across my energies, however, I must remind you that I'm just not somebody who reads the same energy the way that you do, because I changed tarot. And when I say change tarot, I say I changed it. There's no replica out of from me yet. You can steal my content right now. I still don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, ultimately, what's the biggest lesson that you have to learn? You have to learn to trust. A lot of you created the world that you're in with rituals in mind and prayer. Now that the world has given you, and the universe and the guides and your ancestors have given you everything that you fucking wanted, what are you going to do with what it's left yet to still work on? Because you are still fucking broken. And you're seeing that more and more so. You can have a lot of things in life, Cancer, but for some reason, there's an aspect of your soul that's still broken. Whether it's fear, whether it's mistrust, whether it's feeling delusional, feeling misplaced, unloved, uncherished, unvalidated. That's signs of feeling broken. So, let's dive. The Smith, overthinking, taking action. I mean, that's a beautiful message. All right, the ancestors are going to come in and wreak havoc on your life in the most beautiful fucking way. All right, they didn't ask you to go and trust all this way to now distrust them. Don't do that. This is about full release and dying while living, and being able to feel that so succinctly, Cancer, that you're gonna come out the other end and you're like, wow, I want to experience that again. Because the sense of release, that sensation of euphoria left after everything is just gone, not your problem, not your pain to carry, is found in breath. Breath can remind you that in a chaotic moment. And more some. It's more than breath. But air magic is a great beginning and an end. You have the runaway, secrets, running from problems. Okay, let's not be mistaken that the bird that just flew because she caught breath, she caught the air magic, she caught the wind of possibility to fly wherever she wants to go. And she flies and she realizes, I can't get out of this cage. I can't get out of my problems. I want to get away from them. How do I get away? And the instinct calls and says, just ignore, just run away. That's instinct, flight, fight or flight, right? So you want to fly away. But you're not supposed to fly away, because you're supposed to recognize that you've fought this entire time to now be able to fly. You already have the key here. You already have the key. It's about turning it, finding the lock, trusting the turn, feeling the turn, feeling the key in the lock, turning it, becoming one with the metal, the clinking, the sensation of the euphoria of about to have that permission to open a door of possibilities. Someone's third eye is still closed here. I don't like that. Change your fucking toothpaste. I mean, how are we still on this thing? Fluoride is a chemical that is found in nature. Well, fluoride is fluorite, right? It's not to be confused with fluoride. Fluoride, however, is, yes, very strong, because, yes, it can clean everything. But while it's cleaning in your body, it's destroying your body very, very fucking slowly, because it's that fucking potent, right? And your body doesn't know how to recuperate from whatever the fuck it's cleaning. You think it's cleaning, your body thinks it's fucking poison. It's fucking toxic, because your body doesn't know how to operate with it. That should be a sin against the body. Like, even being able to digest that shit, market it, advertise it, and think that it's fucking cute. Some of y'all are nurses and doctors and do this shit all the fucking time. I'm gonna call you out. But Crest and Colgate is a fucking pharmaceutical fucking company that's adding to the fact that, boom, shakalaka, here, this is what you have to do in order to get your teeth clean. Straight fucking poison, and you're here listening out to tarot, please understand that is a fucking weird-ass universal sign of misjustice. It's weird. It's just weird. And the fact that it's weird can be a good thing, because I like fucking weird, but you have to bring to me some sort of understanding why it's existing, and why you want me to make that make sense. Because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense from the poison that is in there from a long time ago, the coral reefs that are in the fucking toothpaste, and we're okay with destroying the oceans. And now we're still here with 𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗪 possibly being in a fucking bathroom of yours. And I swear to God, if you're like, yeah, I'm saying it, those words are coming out of my mouth, I swear to God, this is how the energies work. I know who I am. I don't fear bullies. I don't fear thoughts. I don't fear your fears. Anyway, just getting very prissy. So, change thy third eye habits, please, because you will never make sense of these energies of tarot. I swear to God, I can't handle these energies. Hold on. I have to say that some of these individuals who have 𝗪𝗀𝗪𝗪 are actual YouTube readers who read energy. It doesn't make sense to someone who understands the fucking power of the third eye, travels in all fucking dimensions of my third eye powers here, and is like left with thinking, well, what are you guys reading? What are you reading? If you cannot see into the eyes of the universe, but you're reading the cards that express the possibilities of the universe, what are you reading? What are you engaging in? Who pays the cost of those consequences? You? Them? We all? Oh, shit. Anyway, let's get back down to business, Cancer. This is very, spicy. A little bit too spicy, eh? All right, we have the Dancer, self-expression, strength, and the Masquerade, hiding your true self, projection. I mean, that's why she's fucking pissed. I still don't think y'all understand exactly who 𝗪𝗪𝗪. And sure, my fucking algorithm might also prove that no one's really heard of my energy reading these fucking 𝗪𝗪𝗪 energies. I'm well aware that there are other 𝗪𝗪𝗪 readers out there that are, whatever, I won't speak on that. Y'all getting true justice fucking like fired the fuck up. And I say true justice because honesty, y'all don't have that shit figured out just yet. You know, some of y'all love holidays. Love that sense of materialism attached to being validated. And no, woke don't mean broke, so you can enjoy all those luxuries. But we must admit that when it comes to celebrating those colors, we often, let's go with the cliche, Valentine's Day in the United States is about pink and reds, you know, love. And now I'm a master healer, so I love colors and the meaning of their potential and their power of conviction and truth, because they will always filter out honesty. So I look at the yellow that people love in the excitement of these holidays, and they advertise of pinks and reds. Reds is a low vibrational frequency of anger. And yes, passion and desire, but passion and desire that's not coming from the heart space of green. That shit is below, down there in the groin area. That's sexual fantasyism. That's sexual perversion. We go around coloring the heart red when nothing in perspires of red color of the heart chakra, where the heart organ sits in Reiki modalities of understanding that type of holistic measurement. What are we doing? We're so convoluted while taking the most simple forms and making them so perverse that the symbolism gets lost, and the power that we get to see outshines the true meaning behind the symbolism. Because here we are painting hearts reds, when in Reiki, that fucking color should be green. Trigger the heart space, trigger the heart organ, your lungs, the chest, not the groin area. Y'all ever thought about that shit? The pink is very much there in the heart chakra, but then when you think about people thinking about their chest or the color pink, they never think about the chest area. They don't color in hearts pink. You see it like as the secondary term. It's the sweetheart. It's not the passion, love, royal red rose of the luscious red that we color in the heart. I'm going to leave it at that. But this is why Sekhmet's color of violet shines with pain and having to understand the message, because you'll feel it in your fucking gut down to your groin area, where what you want from your heart space just don't add up. And when you aren't aligned, you're going to run around crazy not knowing why. And you're going to blame everybody else but yourself. So, how did I get here? Because some of y'all are like, how is this a fucking love reading? Some of y'all are like, this is so personal. This is exactly what that is. How do you think love either shows up in your life or doesn't? Whether you believe in it unconditional or not, it's like, I don't care. I don't care. I care so much not to not know when you pee or when you shit, because it feels like it's something that has to happen. Like you just won't breathe for a very long time. So it's like you're going to be bound by love by something, no matter what. Or you just can't cease to live. Whether you love yourself or hate your misery or love the misery that you're in, that's love. Whether you love the plant and not married because you love plants, that's love. Whether you are never married anywhere and you love your parents, that's love. Siblings, that's love. Pets, that's love. So there's a perversion of needing codependency and permission to shine. So we got here Queen of Wands, the end, Seven of Wands, and Judgment. All right, some of you are going to reap rewards. Okay, these rewards are not about the life that you have that is already prosperous. Also not about the life that you ignore when it comes to not choosing healing to bring an end to your means. The reward is full on social, how can I say this? You won't be able to operate in society or in any type of community if you don't do this. Universal justice is coming, ladies and gentlemen. And it's coming in more ways that you don't even already know. It's already made its fucking entrance a couple years ago. Alright, it already made its entrance. For lack of pretenses, I will say, many are all going to find this controversial, but we ended the Kali Yuga age and we began the golden age of cognitive dissonance, aka the golden race, the golden era. It's a perception that we don't care about whether you chime in, because I don't care about the resources you have to go to fact check me. because all that stuff is controversial anyway. You know, it's time to understand your own vibration, all right? And your vibration is true to being who you are. And put an end to the shit that you need to put an end to, Cancer, because that shit's not going to fly anymore, getting away with manipulating people, because there will be energies that will call you out on that. And if you're not at that position to handle at that moment of time being called by someone out high vibrationally, you will shrink. And you don't want that. You don't want to shrink of impossibilities. You don't want to be exiled. You don't want to be shoved away. You don't want to be pushed aside. And your legacy of how much you've succeeded so far won't even allow that to happen. So I don't want you to even begin that fear. I just need you to understand that perspective. And if the perspective hits, then understand the 7 energy. Not my 7 energy. Not 7th. That reads the energy. 7, the number 7. Personal, write it down. Understand it. Because then you'll also understand why universal judgment is as fucking brutal as it is. Shit hits home, shit hits personal, and where it hits you personal, you don't allow other people to get in there. Besides maybe a stranger that can read a random energy and you like curious as a little bee, like, interesting, your perspective over there. But ultimately, privately, you would hate me. Privately, you wouldn't want anyone checking you all the time, right? No 2 queens in a household kind of saying. All right. So wherever you are in accepting the 7 energy makes you independent. That independency comes with balances that you must balance with yourself before you hold other people accountable for lacking, not showing up to you before you. It's not how that shit works. No answer is an answer. And some of y'all are really good at Cancer energy giving no fucking answer because you're really good at giving no answer. But you also carry the pain of that reality of being left given no answer or given a lie. Let's fix that. Because there are people who see that shit. If it resonates, ladies and gentlemen, and I don't see you and you don't see me, there are people who can smell that shit out. Just understand that. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to see things in detail for what they are without knowing them. Because it shines in the value that what you glow, what you possess for yourself, is seeable, is readable, is definable. Become more of you. 7. All right. We fear, so that one coming. We stream, we let, we had, we yield. Please pay attention to all that green and a little pink hue in the center. We let. That is all that I have for you at this time, Cancer. Again, if you'd like any of those services or questions or whatever you may have, check out the description box below and whatnot. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space, and may you keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.